All right, we're going to try this again. So we did like 15 minutes of unrecorded stuff.
That sucks, man. That really sucks.
Or how are you, man? Matt. Matt, international
right.
potato champion or whatever I said.
The best.
It's lost its fucking luster, man. I cannot believe that happened. I hit record and then it stopped recording.
That happens, dude.
But yeah, we were talking about the independent wrestling scene on how we got started, I got started.
We both know Random Skills. We both know Joey.
Yes, Joey Roth.
We both know Ivan.
Max Holiday.
I've been at his podcast a few years ago. Interesting dude.
Yeah.
We
most definitely.
For anybody that doesn't know, before COVID, I thought it was a pretty good idea to go for the heel. You know, put on the wig with the headgear and shit, just like Kurt Angle and whatnot. Well, and when I went to go do the podcast with Rion and Max, went to Max's over in Indiana, brought the wig. They thought of a funny spot where Max goes to grab a drink, and while he's grabbing a drink, I pulled the hair out of my pocket, put the hair on, and as soon as he turned around, he like almost jumped out of his seat. You know, a little comedic humor.
Right.
Like he didn't know the hair was gonna show up. He's like, oh, "What the hell?" It's like, "What?"
That's that like.
I always look like this.
That quick jolt DX humor. You know. Ugh.
Well, that's funny is at my work, one of my old managers, I was leaving the shift. I was going from night shift to day shift, and he knew I wrestled. And he told me, he's like, on your last day, you show up with the hair. I'm gonna play your theme song. I was like, we'll see.
I'd go.
We'll see. I showed up with the hair. He saw me like the long distance, laughed his ass off. He turned down Wild Thing, the theme from Major League 2, blasted it. I rode around on a pallet jack all day with the hair. People were like, "Who is that? Wait, what?" And everybody just laughed their asses off. They thought it was funny as hell.
Well, I figured that's what you would look like if you did have hair.
I had decent hair.
Relatively. I mean, you should let it grow out and kind of do like the Hulk Hogan thing. You could pull it off, or the Benjamin Franklin. Either way, I'm sure you could rock it.
I don't know about that.
Oh, man. So to catch up on things, damn, man, that's like a 15, 20 minute
Yeah, we lost out on that. That
conversation.
sucks.
But that's okay, we had it.
Well, when I first got here, you were playing some stuff where some YouTubers are deconstructing some of Star Wars. So how about we talk about Star Wars?
Oh my God!
And I know you're gonna hit more than me because I don't retain information like other people do.
Hold on. If we hold on, I got. Hold on. We're gonna get into this conversation. I need to at least get.
You need to suit up.
I gotta get sophisticated for this one.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. I know, right?
This would be very interesting.
Oh yeah. Where's my there she is. I love this thing. It's one of my I've had this for a while now, man. Jeez.
Looks like you need to correct me. Looks like something similar like British. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a frock coat.
Yeah.
Regardless. I don't understand why I'm having so much trouble with it right now. Oh, that's why. Because I'm being backwards as hell.
Tonight's not your night.
I know, man. I swear, dude. I'm not fucking prepared for anything that's going down tonight. I swear. I feel like I'm just all over the place. All right, so we discussed Star Wars.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the George Lucas Star Wars.
Okay.
All right, let's start with the classics, 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
How do you feel? What did you feel like when you watched them?
I used to love it as a kid.
how do you feel about how the flow went? Because it was always like a slower pace. It was never really like a super fast-paced action movie. It was more.
No, it was more. I feel like it was more story built.
Right.
Very dramatic. There's no such thing as a perfect movie. But
right.
Out of the 3 sets, 4, 5, and 6, and you got the prequels, and you got the, the recent 7 through 9. But 4 through 6 will probably forever be known as the best trilogy within that universe.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, easy.
I agree. Just the story, how it unfolded was specifically, it's the Luke Skywalker saga.
Right.
It's called Star Wars, but essentially it's the Skywalker saga. I loved it. I love there's only a handful of movies that you can that I can sit down and just kind of rewatch. That's definitely one of them.
Oh, definitely.
Those movies are, I can. The second one is a little slow.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, it's considered the best one
out of that 3. Yeah.
But for me, it's the slowest one.
Okay.
For some reason, I kind of I liked the concept of Star Wars over the concept of the Skywalker saga.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't get me
that
wrong.
Expanded universe with all these creatures.
I thought that Luke Skywalker, the Jedis, and everything were really cool. I want to know more about the fucking war. What was happening? These guys are supposedly everywhere. They're how did they win? How did they lose? And that's why when Rogue One came out, have you seen Rogue One?
Oh, of course, I've seen them all.
Okay, cool, good. So
I've seen all of them.
Rogue One. Actually, let's build up to that. So you got the original 3, and then you got the prequels.
Correct.
So how'd you feel about those?
They're not as bad as some people played them out to be. I think there's a lot of concepts in those 3 movies that were really good, and then some of it were pretty bad, like Jar Jar, which is awful. That was just.
Some say Jar Jar's a Sith, man. He played us the whole time.
Really? I never heard that one.
It's like a theory. It's a fan theory.
I never heard this one. Please tell.
Well, they say basically Jar Jar was a fucking Sith the whole time. Because he's the one who single-handedly brought upon the Empire. You know what I mean? He helped write the legislative to make Palpatine Supreme Chancellor.
Okay.
There was 5 senators that came up with the bill. Jar Jar was one of them for Naboo. So technically, he came up with the idea or the rights for Palpatine to become Supreme Chancellor. So there's a theory saying that he was a Sith the whole time. You know what I mean? He was one of the dark Sith or at least a Force user, and he was very competent, but played off like he was a fucking moron.
Right, of course.
But I don't know. It's just a fan theory.
I never heard that theory. That's crazy.
I thought that was very interesting because they always wanted to go to his eyes. Look at his eyes. It's the same color as Anakin Skywalker's eyes when he goes to the Sith. And he ain't wrong. They ain't wrong.
Okay, I gotta check that out again.
No.
I gotta look at the detail.
It's pretty neat. These little fan theories.
Man. Oh, of course, they're pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I thought the idea of metachlorians, if I said that right,
that was so dumb.
So stupid. They could have figured out a different way to explain it, but they went ahead with that for whatever reason it was.
And I wanted to go back in time, build a time machine, go back in time and be like, Mr. Lucas, love your work, or will love your work, but it's okay to have an invisible force without explanation.
You don't need to break down and explain everything.
If humanity bought Christianity, we can buy the Force. I mean, don't get me wrong.
That goes for a lot of things, though, when you say, with explaining, what the Force is by using that metachlorians and stuff like that.
And that
sometimes that ruins it for the movies.
Yeah.
Some things don't need an explanation. sometimes when you're watching a horror movie and you love this serial killer or monster, the moment you figure out there's a backstory behind them to make them more like relatable or human.
Oh, Halloween.
So with that, it makes them more unlikable. You mentioned Halloween. While I somewhat enjoyed the Rob Zombie movies to an extent,
I almost wanted Will Smith's character Hancock to just fly into that little bastard's
and
room
then slap the shit out of him.
Poof, throw him up into the air again. Fuck that kid.
While
played a good Jason though, or no, Michael.
Yeah,
Michael. Yeah.
While I like the idea of seeing him more as a kid, I think some of that crap could have been left out, like with the family.
Yeah,
typical
you know what,
Rob Zombie family.
The whole origin story thing, I think, was just played out. Like everybody was trying to remake everything.
Yeah, that's what
they were
I hear a lot.
remaking the fucking Freddy Krueger movies, and they failed at that. They were. Everybody wanted to remake everything, and it just
The Hills Have Eyes was a decent remake. I thought it was okay.
There's no such thing as a horror movie anymore. The horror genre is gone. It's dead.
Okay.
When was the last good horror movie that you actually got to like? Really?
When I can think of it, I'll let you know.
Cool, great. I'll get back to you. We'll circle back.
I would definitely say the last time I really enjoyed a horror movie, like really enjoyed, I thought the Friday the 13th remake was pretty good. Like, there are parts of it I was like, this seems like a generic horror movie, but there are parts about it I liked. A lot better than some of the actual movies from the original franchise, in my opinion. I found that Jason to be a little actual scary.
So, the last... I'm going to get shot for this one.
Oh, God.
So, the last horror movie that I thought was good was House on Haunted Hill. The movie that came out, like...
Oh, the remake? You talking about...
No, like, the...
Not the one with Tim Curry, you're talking about the original.
No. Yeah, the remake. The one with the one chick who played Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, with Tim Curry and such.
Was Tim Curry in there?
He was in there, yeah. Because the female actress that played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies, the first set.
She was in there.
She was in there too, yeah, it's the same movie.
Gosh, she was so
Yeah,
good.
Bridget Wilson was Sonya Blade. I like that movie.
So beautiful.
I like that movie. I thought it was pretty good.
What, House on Haunted Hill? Yeah. That was the last movie I thought
that was years ago.
I know, but that was like the last movie. That was the that was my limit with remakes.
Really?
Yeah. After that, it just got old. Nothing, just and as corny as that movie was, it's everything else was just dumb after that. Because that movie was just kind of like the last pop of.
You didn't like Scream 4 or Scream 5? Did you even see those?
What? There's more than 2 Screams? 3 Screams?
Really? Yeah. The 4th one is okay, and the 5th one is okay too.
Why are there so many? Like, how come
There's
they
only
can't
5.
kill this motherfucker?
I mean, well, because it's always a different killer.
That's fucking bullshit. Leave it alone.
But it makes money. If it makes money,
No, I know. Didn't they remake it again?
Remake / sequel.
Oh my god.
That's what came out this year.
Oh yeah, all the old ass fucking. No, he's after you again.
But back to Star Wars.
Dewey, do something.
He fucking did something in the last movie. Let me tell you, if you haven't seen it already.
No,
he did
I'll
something.
have to check it out. But yeah,
it wasn't a bad movie. It was okay.
Star Wars. So
like
the midichlorian thing was
4 through 6 was probably the best.
Yeah.
The prequels were okay. I can understand some of the hate with Jar Jar, midichlorians.
See, the midichlorian things they took a shit on, but I fucking loved how they did the saber battles, the saber fights.
Oh, the fights were way better improved.
100%. I fucking loved it.
Just so much better. Like that first fight with Darth Maul, like in the end of the first one.
You take some acid, you're just... It's just the greatest thing ever. You know?
That's one thing I can definitely say that, me personally, and I hear from other people, the fights were way better.
Oh yeah,
they way better
because they were younger, faster. Their sword skills were better. Apparently, there's like 5 different styles of
which I did not know.
Play that you could do. Like it's crazy. Like there's a whole in-depth fucking thing about Star Wars, man. Like there's books, thousands of books, lores.
Yeah.
like people made a whole like culture, like a legit like culture out of it.
Right, actually turning it into its own thing outside of what it really is.
It's crazy, man.
It's what makes the fight scenes really good is Ray Parks. If I said his last name right, Parker Parks. He played Darth Maul in episode 1. He played he was one of the villains in the first X-Men movie.
Yeah, it was Toad.
The dude legit is a martial artist, so like he was able to choreograph some of the fight scenes and whatnot. So that's why it was so good.
Right. Want to know what happens when a toad gets hit by lightning?
Everything else.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
That was terrible garbage. That is garbage. Really? You couldn't come up with anything clever?
I couldn't, but like Holly.
Really?
You can improvise something.
You could have like,
that.
okay, this line sucks. Let me give it something good.
Those movies were so corny though, but they made so much money.
They were so good. Like they were so bad, but they were really good.
Like watching them now, they're the corniest fucking things ever. Watching it back then,
right?
This is so good.
When I saw the first Hulk movie, I thought it was so great, and then years later, I'm like, this is literally a cartoon Hulk in a real world.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Garbage. But back then, I saw it in theaters, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, looked great. Performed great. Okay, now to the 7, 8, and 9.
So yeah, so like one thing I will add with the prequels is like I like the end of the final fight scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
That was a dope fight scene.
It was really dope. I like the fact that while Anakin was all burnt to shit, he's like, "I hate you," and you can feel the hatred in his voice, in his heart, in his eyes. You can tell, like he truly succumbed to like the dark side.
Oh, yeah.
But then they ruined it with that no in the end. Like it would have been so much better if like he broke out when he like came off the chair and shit like that, and he started murdering some people in that room. And then Palpatine just stood there with laughter instead of him.
Did you just say came off the chair shot? See, that's how you know you're a wrestler.
Oh my god, I didn't
even
realize
it.
No.
Yo, wouldn't it be cool if he just came off the chair shot and just like, see, that's how you know.
He's got a family. But no, when he broke out his restraints and he started murdering like some people in the room, that would have been so much better instead of him doing that.
Have you seen that upgraded version of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan fight?
I did not.
Oh man,
I did not know somebody did that.
Oh, hold on. I hope I can find it. I won't be able to pull it up on that.
No,
here.
Of course not.
I'll get flagged probably. I don't even want to bother.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say about breaking it on the phone.
Right? Or you can share it to me. I can check it out.
Let's see. Darth Vader.
Somebody improved like the quality and everything, or
oh man, it's amazingly good. Oh, where is it? SC-38. I think that's what it's called. I just want to make sure it's the right one.
Yeah.
Cause like Jesus.
That's nice.
Cause like they're I mean there's a couple of them, but like it was just so well put together.
When you find it, for sure, send it to me so I can check it out.
Oh, that's definitely not it.
But yeah, so
making me look like a fool.
I'll definitely say with the prequels, like for the prequels, the fight scenes were probably the best part about it. The original trilogy, I think they told the best story.
Oh yeah.
And then after we're done here for a moment, we'll get into the recent.
That's it's just scene 38 remastered.
So just better lighting, better colors, everything else looks better.
If you remember how the old fight went, this is.
I have not seen this in so long.
But basically, Obi-Wan meets up with Vader.
Yeah. I'll have to go watch this fight and then watch like the original and compare the two.
There was a video that did
scene by scene.
Yeah.
I can tell the lightsabers and everything else, like the quality is improved.
Well, they did a face print for Obi-Wan, but they reshot the whole thing. But just this is how I feel the fight would have went.
I remember the original fight being this
so slow. It was just.
It was so like boom, trade a few words, boom.
Like this is what I think it would have been.
Even Obi-Wan being this old, you figured he would have still. This is far better than what we saw in New Hope.
Right? Isn't this like if I would have seen this in
as
New
a
Hope,
kid,
I would have
back
fucking
in the,
shit
back
myself.
when we were a kid in the '80s, yeah.
As fast as this is why when I first seen this, I was hyped. I must have watched this a million
Did somebody
times.
shoot this and like somebody like did fight scenes and then showed the actual in between footage of what actually was going on in the actual movie? Is that what's going on here?
No, they reshot the entire scene.
Oh, like actual like
right, and how they think how it should have happened.
So the actual studio themselves reshot this. And
no.
Oh,
this
okay.
is fan made.
Okay.
But this
they
is
put it in their vision how it should have gone.
How
okay.
it would have, how it should have went, and then they mixed it in with the movie.
Can we just leave this party?
Oh my god!
Now, can you imagine that? Can you imagine seeing that fucking fight?
Seems okay if we
As a kid, my mind would have been blown. Way better than I remember.
Well, but I mean, that's how the. that's
yeah.
the original one.
I know. I remember somebody's scenes as I watch them. Obviously, not this battle, because I know they didn't do that much action.
Oh no, it was a couple spots, and that was it.
And you got the music too. I don't think he ever used the Force on Vader once in the original, did he?
No, Vader at this point is just omnipotently more powerful than Obi-Wan. I like that fade in of the old school. Getting you going, isn't it?
I'm starting to feel it right here.
Right? Oh shit! Right? That's exactly how I felt. And then they tied it in with the old movie. I almost fucking cried.
That was so much better. Oh my god.
Right? Loved it. Goes right into the movie now. Now that I like shit like that, that's creative. The fact that somebody kind of like just remastered the whole thing and redid it, but it's the same thing, but how it should have went down. You know what I mean?
How it really should have happened.
Yeah, he was old and feeble, but fucking Obi-Wan.
He's got the Force. Can't he use the Force to like try to like?
See, and here's the thing: Obi-Wan is a master at the specific style that he does.
Yeah.
Which is a defensive style, which is flippy.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like ding. So you would figure, just because he's old doesn't mean that he forgot. You know,
of course, yeah.
I'm sure like he was, like that fight is like so perfect because he was just blocking everything Vader was throwing at him. Like nope, parry.
Nope.
This,
I taught you. I got the experience.
Right. Like see, but Anakin was always the attack.
Yeah, of course.
So he's just attack.
It makes sense.
But Obi-Wan was his defense. And that was always like what they tried to tell you in the movies, you know, like Anakin was always, no, let's go, let's get him. And, or Anakin was always like that, and Obi-Wan was like, no, be patient, use the Force, trust the Force.
Right, exactly.
Relax,
nigga. But 7, 8, and 9. So this would be interesting. So, so me personally, out of those three, I find A Force Awakens is the only one that's really watchable. Out of the three.
That's the first one, right?
Yeah.
I can't even remember the fucking titles. That's how bad
A Force Awakens. I don't... Like, people shit on it because it was, like, pretty much a rehash of A New Hope.
Yeah, it was fucking scene by scene. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. But, like...
It was basically...
They pretty much brought in the new Darth Vader, which is Kylo Ren.
Disney was like, I got a bigger dick than you. That was it.
They had, instead of Obi-Wan die, it was Han Solo.
Right. Instead of a moon, it was a fucking planet.
Right. So, I mean, like...
They just upped the original movie in every aspect of the word. Like, they one-upped it every
one thing I can say was too much of a rehash of A New Hope. Too much. Oh, well, we did this and this. Okay. If they would have mixed tiny bit different aspects from other movies, maybe it would have been taken a little bit more serious. Mm-hmm. But I think that's the only one I can actually watch and have a good time.
Well, yeah, because Harrison Ford's in it still.
I mean, there are other scenes and stuff that I really liked in there.
No, Harrison Ford just makes that movie. He flawlessly plays Han Solo.
He is Han Solo and Indiana Jones.
Like every other character in that is just, even like with like Princess Leia and like even Luke Skywalker, they're all foreign to me. Han Solo was the only character that was actually Han Solo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Luke wasn't Luke. Luke was something else.
Yeah.
Like, he was a completely different character to me.
Right.
You know, like, that wasn't Luke.
Well, let's get
even what's his name?
Let's get into The Last Jedi, because you're talking about that. So at the end of A Force Awakens, they tease Luke Skywalker coming back, right? So in Episode 8, The Last Jedi, you know you're going to see Luke Skywalker in there. A lot of people had a fucking problem with that, because the way they treated his character.
Oh, yeah. They killed him off without him even knowing.
So I'm going to say, while people were like, what the fuck, Luke Skywalker would never try to murder somebody in their sleep.
He said, fuck this kid, I hate him.
Pretty much. I can see him.
No, Daddy, no!
Hit him with the belt. I would definitely say, in a sense, I can kind of understand in a certain way, as he's older, him fearing maybe another Darth Vader in the future. Maybe as a tiny defense, not a big defense. I'm not going to go out of my way and try to argue why that was a good logic and ideal that was thrown into the movie. I can see that as a possible reason that could be done, maybe. But everything else about the movie was not that good. Like, I thought it was stupid that Princess Leia used the Force in outer space to transport herself to another ship so she didn't die out there. And she never did that ever before in any other movies. No one's ever done that ever before. When somebody blew up in space, even if you're a Jedi, that was it. You were done.
They totally explained it with like 47 seconds of blank dialogue that she clearly trained as a Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Forced exposition.
Off-screen.
It's called forced exposition.
They needed it just for that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, we can't kill her off. Bring her back. And then she
That's
dies.
shitty writing.
And then she dies in real life. Shit.
Yeah, they kind of fucked themselves in that one.
Now we gotta instead of I don't know, dude. Like, poor Carrie Fisher.
Yeah. I thought it was really shitty how Luke, like you said, pretty much died at the end of the movie. How he fought Kylo Ren.
He didn't even die. He just fucking disappeared.
He used pretty much the last of his fucking life to force ghost himself to fight Kylo Ren without having to be there. So he
across
had to
the
leave
fucking
island
galaxy, by
because he did not want to leave the fucking island. And then I had people talking about how, well, if he died and his one hand isn't real, shouldn't his Terminator robotic hand fall into the ground like his robe? Why did that disappear when it wasn't really? It wasn't human skin or nothing, so why didn't that fall?
Because obviously robotics has advanced to the point where we just don't understand. It was probably like connected to his Neuralink or something.
Something stupid.
It was connected to his like neurons, so...
I thought the casino scene was pointless.
Movie magic.
The casino scene was really pointless.
That was dumb, dude. Like, let's free these animals and cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage. Millions of dollars worth in damages.
But we're the good guys.
But we're the good guys, so let's shit on all the servants and all the slaves and all the workers that are going to have to clean that shit up because you decided you wanted to free a couple fucking horses that were being treated pretty good.
From what we saw, we didn't see them being abused. That I can think of.
I think they hit one of them. I think they were abusing one of them, and then the one girl got all fucking butter.
Emotional and shit because of her backstory that got forced into us real quick.
Right, and then Token got all mad and fucking, let's free him! Okay. Sure.
I thought Snoke was wasted in that movie.
Well, they were supposed to go a completely different direction, but then didn't they change directors? And then fucking, he was like, Snoke, no, Palpatine.
That I did not know that happened. Okay.
That was a whole fucking rewrite, reshoot, everything.
Okay.
The last one with Palpatine in it, they reshot the whole fucking thing. They redid it, rewrote it, and then fucking, yeah, she's a Palpatine now.
What?
I don't know. I didn't get it. Like,
I saw Rise of episode 9. I saw Rise of Skywalker one time. I never watched it ever since. And when I watched that movie, I felt like they were making that movie to wrong the rights that The Last Jedi did. So they wrote that script around all the failures of the last movie to try to correct those wrongs. In my opinion, while I watched, I'm like, oh, well, they did this because Last Jedi did this. They did this scene because Last Jedi did that. So I felt like that movie was like so underwhelming because I felt like the Rise of Skywalker was so underwhelming because The Last Jedi was so bad. They spent episode 9 trying to fix the wrongs of that movie instead of letting it being its own good movie. So it ended up being a letdown.
Damage control.
Mm-hmm. And then the fight scenes from 7 through 9 are probably the worst out of all of them. Well, like 4 through 6 have better fight scenes
because it's a bunch of kids swinging around a sword that they have no business
with no training whatsoever, and shockingly, not one of them decapitated themselves or cut their limbs off. So, but yeah,
the movie is just weak. They were weak, and they made no sense at all. Like
I said, just wrote shit in just because.
It
just
made no
to
sense,
fit the plot,
man. Like, so if you had hypothetically these powers, right? You know, like so let's say electricity or some shit like that, and in the past, not too long in the past, in the rememberable past,
yeah.
Your lightning powers done fucked you up.
Yeah, of course.
Because it bounced off of someone else's lightsaber.
Yeah.
So you would think you would just stop.
Right.
So not only does he not stop, he doubles down. Oh my god, it's
terrible.
so stupid.
Terrible.
And as he's like, why wouldn't you stop as you're blowing yourself apart? This'll still work. Oh, it's not working, but it'll work.
Oh, but I should still do it. Oh no!
And he kills himself.
Yep.
Maybe that's why Palpatine's soul didn't go into Rey's body like he said it would after he said, if you kill me, I will blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
because that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
If she killed him, right?
Right.
Maybe the reason why it didn't happen, besides very poor writing, was because Palpatine killed himself.
Probably.
He blew himself away.
Right. Instead of her pretty much taking over the
All
Palpatine
she did
name.
was like, cross counter. And he blew himself to bullshit. Poor guy.
I would definitely say between that and The Last Jedi, probably had the most underwhelming final fight scenes, final action scenes between those two movies. I don't know.
You know, and I looked forward. The one thing that I did look forward to was the Knights of Ren. You motherfucking assholes.
Yep.
And you took the Knights of Ren and made it bullshit. What? They were pussies. Like, he beat the shit out. Like, sure, yeah, they were his boys, but, like, they were much, like, fuck you, Disney. Like, god damn it.
You know, speaking of Disney, because of Star Wars and shit, I'm excited, but I'm concerned. Because they're trying to bring life back to the Alien and Predator franchise. And I'm concerned.
Yeah, aren't they making another one? But it's like in the past.
They're doing it where, like, way back in the, like,
probably the cowboy days.
like, no, way before that, like 800 BC or some shit like that with the Predator. It was originally supposed to be called, I think,
That's
Skulls.
Cowboy days.
No, before Cowboys. Like, okay, I gotta go further back. It's way back.
So do they have,
like
do
tribe.
they have guns
like,
or
no tribes and shit. They're going that far.
So.
Something like that.
Caveman shit.
Not caveman, a little bit more advanced, like Indian tribes and whatnot.
So like ancient Greece and shit like that.
No, not Greece.
Okay, so if we
like
say,
actual warriors living off the land and whatnot.
so basically every culture from 1600
Something like
to the
that.
past.
So if you look
anything from there, yeah. Anything
if you
without,
look it up,
basically before gunpowder was invented.
pretty much, yeah. So it was originally supposed to get called Skulls, then now they're calling it Prey. It's supposed to come out this year, and the lead hero is supposed to be a female.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be when the Predator actually landed on Earth for the very first time ever.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about it.
Something smells like bullshit.
I'm concerned. Because I love the Predator movies, I love the Alien movies. For
I
the
don't
most
believe
part.
in it. I lost faith in those movies.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't do it anymore with those movies. It's too much, I guess.
The last Alien movie I could enjoy was Alien Resurrection. And that movie was bad.
Even
But
that
it
was a
was-
little.
it was
even
enter-
that
it
one
was
was
bad-
a-
it
it was
was-
more entertaining than it was like thriller. Like I remember the Alien movies being like thriller movies. You know, it was always like one or two of them that went around and fucked shit up.
Right.
But then like, yeah, like Alien Resurrection kind of introduced the fucking like hive-ish version of it. You know.
Yeah. Cloning and
Right, yeah, it just got weird from there, you
Yeah.
know. But then that kind of showed you how the xenomorphs kind of can use anybody. You know what I mean? The face huggers.
Yeah.
That's like they that's what they truly are, really, are the face
Right.
huggers. You know, and then they mix breed into whatever the fuck they
Whatever they can get themselves onto.
Right, yeah. There's one. There's a lot of cool ones too. There's one that, like in the comic books, like there's one where. Well, no, they made that in the Predator movie, Alien vs Predator, right? Where
Yeah.
a face hugger got into a predator, and then made a Predalien.
That sequel to that movie was
Awful.
Well, it's a Predalien. What? Oh fuck.
The only good thing about it was the Pred Alien. That's it.
Predalien.
If you can even see it in the movie because it was so dark.
Right? That movie.
The lighting was garbage.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
No,
I
it was
thought
not
it
you.
was just fucking with
That
me.
was the only good thing
But
about that movie.
I couldn't see fucking shit in that
Yeah,
movie.
especially when the Predator was in the sewer, and he was blasting them, and you can only see them when his
Right.
blaster went off.
And the blue surrounding or the green surrounding or whatever the fucking color it was. But that was it. Like, oh god, yeah, I thought that was me. I thought I had a shitty TV.
Not at all.
Thank God, this whole time. The whole
Did you
time.
know that Alien 3 was supposed to have a different ending?
Probably.
They were supposed to land on Earth, and just to find out that the xenomorphs actually landed on Earth before they landed, and like wiped out humanity almost completely. It was supposed to look like a wasteland.
Nice.
Instead of them looking from the ship, looking down to Earth as they're approaching the planet.
That would have been
But
interesting.
of course, Fox, you know, being who they are,
No, we can keep this going. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
exactly. I have a grievance with Fox and Sony when
Oh,
it comes to their movies.
really?
Let's start with Sony.
Let's
So-
start with Sony.
Okay, I'll say this: there was a guy that used to be an executive for either Fox or Sony. I'm gonna say Sony. Let's just say that for shits and gigs, right? So this dude did not believe that superhero movies made money, right? So
Oh, what an idiot!
So back in the
was
day,
he
early
wrong.
2000s, like these kind of movies don't make money. So his opinion affected some of these movies and stuff. And then later on, he ended up going to Fox. So my story might be backwards. So he might have started out Fox or ended up in Sony. Regardless, he's worked at both companies, had a foot and a say-so in some of these superhero movies that led to these bad decisions. For example, what did you think of X-Men Origins Wolverine?
It was the worst CGI thing I've ever seen in my life.
Remember Deadpool in that? When he had the laser eyes, the long...
Oh, yeah.
This guy.
Oh, they finally shut you up.
That dude did that. If you look at... I would have to look up his name.
There's a reason why
But-
Ryan Reynolds did that scene
But he's
where
the-
he went
he-
back and shot him. in
He's
the
the
head.
reason why that scene happened. That Deadpool scene happened. Because of this piece of shit.
Changed around all of that. What Deadpool is.
Like, anything bad that happened with some of the early 2000 X-Men and Spider-Man movies that went awfully wrong was because of this dude.
I believe it.
I looked it up. I just can't remember the fucker's name.
We'll call him the dickhead dude.
Fucking
from
dickhead,
Fox,
fucking piece of shit
from Phony.
from Phony.
He
But
works
yeah, I have
for
a
Phony.
grievance with Sony and fucking Fox for that shit. I'm kind of glad that
You ruined
Disney-
his childhood. Do you hear this guy?
I mean, like,
You're the reason why he's bald.
I was balding in fucking high school, man. Shit.
It was bad.
But like, first X-Men movie was good for what it was. X2 was an improvement. And then at the time, X3, I was very disappointed in it. But then when I look at
X3 was terrible.
when I look at the other movies, the other X-Men movies that come later, when I look at the story from X3, some of these other movies are so bad, they kind of make X3 look good.
See, even like to me, even the remakes are bad too. Like
Days from Future Past was really good in my opinion.
like New School or whatever the hell it's called, the movie that introduced all of them. And
First Class.
yeah, that's it.
That one was okay.
There was 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't get me
and
fucking...
Apocalypse.
Oh, there was 4.
There
So, okay, we're going to jump into this. There was First Class.
Okay.
Supposed to be when the X-Men first came, right?
Right.
Then there's Days of Future Past, where they brought the old and the new together with time travel.
Okay.
Then there was Apocalypse, which was fucking boring.
Right.
And they made Apocalypse a weak villain. Then they did the Dark Phoenix again and failed a second time.
Wait, they made that movie? The Phoenix movie? They made that?
They did it again. With the same Jean Grey from Apocalypse.
I didn't even know they made another X-Men movie.
This is like 6 years ago, something like that, dude.
Oh man, I'm so behind.
It was
That's
boring.
insane. What?
It wasn't as boring as Apocalypse,
I
but
thought-
it was boring.
No, I thought Apocalypse was the last one.
Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Look it up. Boring.
It had to have been if I never fucking heard about it.
The only good part about that movie was Michael Fassbender, who played Magneto. The only good part about it. Everything else was terrible.
Yeah, that sucks because he's like the biggest name in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then there's Mystique, but she's a sellout, so it's whatever.
I mean, they kind of ruined her as the movies kept going.
They fucking just shat all over her storyline. I don't even know where the fuck she was going.
Let's talk about shitting on storylines and characters. Bane. Batman and Robin.
Yes.
And then Dark Knight Rises.
Why does he talk like this?
Okay, I will say
knows?
Bane, I tolerated his voice the way it was. I tolerated it.
It was so bad.
I tolerated it. All right. As serious as they're
What's
making
his name?
it.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah, Tom Hardy. Yeah.
What the fuck was he thinking? It worked, I guess, but... I mean,
feel like
I
the-
remember Bane's lines being... "Urgh," and when he lost all of his strength.
Right, exactly.
That was,
Batman and Robin.
That was pretty much it.
So with The Dark Knight Rises, again, I feel like they shit on the character because the moment Batman takes him out and then they reveal that Talia al Ghul's the main villain, I was like... And then they fucking had Catwoman fucking kill Bane with ease. Terrible.
What's the point?
I feel like that character needs redemption.
Well, I thought they were bringing the Big Bang back.
No idea. No idea.
Have you seen the new Batman movie?
I have not, but I've heard the rumor. I've heard the spoilers and stuff. So you're feel free to talk about it if you've seen it.
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't even seen the Spider-Man yet. I gotta. Oh man.
Oh, the new Spider-Man's really good.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna buy it tonight.
If you saw the other Spider-Man movies, this movie connects everything.
Yeah, I heard. What's his name? Like killed it. What? Spider-Man.
Oh.
3, 2.
Yeah. Andrew Garfield from the Amazing Spider-Man series. He redeemed himself in that movie, and then Tobey Maguire. You saw him grow from like the first 3 movies, and then being an older Peter Parker in this movie. You saw how he changed as that character.
Oh, nice. Well, because you got to figure, if the way the dimensional thing works is he's taking him from Peter's time, so it's 2023, right?
Right.
So you got to figure how much time passed between.
And how many villains has he faced since then, etc.
Right.
Et cetera,
How much time has passed for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man? So he obviously was an older man.
Yeah, like the last one he did was like 2004, 2005.
Right, that's like fucking 20 years.
Almost 20 years, man.
Fuck, man. So 20.
And you could tell he was an older Peter Parker. You could definitely tell.
Like, you know, and it's funny because I remember seeing him in the movie Toby, where he was just like an asshole kind of guy, you know, like he just looked mad all the time.
Was it the one with the military one where him and his brother?
I think so.
I
like he was just really angry and really mad and whatever.
Or like he came home because like his wife thought he died, and then Jake Gyllenhaal, I think it was his brother or something shit like that. And then he came home and he walked in as his brother and his wife were in bed together, and he like was in the middle of the street, pop pop pop, and the cops showed up. I think it was called Brothers, maybe.
Something like that. But yeah, ever since that movie, I can't see him as Spider-Man no more.
No, okay, I can see that.
So, like, when he walked through that portal,
yeah,
like I saw it on like a YouTube and all the scenes or whatever. I didn't see the movie yet, but the scene where he walks through the portal, I almost want him to just start snapping on everyone. What the fuck is all of that?
Pulls a gun.
Right?
Who are you?
Whoa, Toby, chill.
What happened?
Like through the whole movie, it just like he didn't have that. Hey, I'm Peter Parker. You know,
right? What we remember him from.
Right. He was more. Fuck with me. I will slap the smile off your face.
Right. I've been doing this for 20 years. Try me.
I will Spidey slap the shit out of you.
Have you heard anything about Morbius?
I'm not even gonna bother because there's no good review yet. There's nothing but people trashing that movie. It is an overwhelming tidal wave of negative and bad reviews.
So I will say this, from what I've heard, is because did you see Homecoming? Spider-Man Homecoming?
With Gyllenhaal?
No, that was Far From Home. Homecoming was with Michael Keaton as a Vulture.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Because Disney did not have their hands in the Morbius movie, Sony accidentally kind of retconned the Vulture character, like his motives and stuff, with the scenes that he's in.
They can do it now with the whole fucking dimension shit.
Well, they pretty much changed his character, though. Like, they pretty much...
No, they can use
in a small sense.
They can still use that character and go right into the Sinister
I know,
Six.
but, like, they changed his motives, like...
Oh, that's right. That's what they're setting up.
Yeah, there's like now they're saying that the characters can jump back and forth from Sony to the Disney universe. They can jump back and forth.
Well, character and the actor playing the character.
Of course, yeah.
It's deeper than that. It's not just you know.
I know.
Yeah. So,
but the Volt and do you want to hear a spoiler or no?
No, I don't care. I don't care.
So
I'm not
spoilers.
gonna watch Morpheus. It's bad.
Spoilers. Anybody that even cares about this fucking movie, I'm gonna eventually watch it, but with no care in the world. I'm not gonna okay. There's gonna be. I'm gonna be expecting it to be a bad movie, and then if I enjoy it, I enjoy it for being a bad movie. So the Vulture pretty much shows up in the post credits and asks Morbius if he wants to form a League of Villains together to take on.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
that's more of the comic booky Vulture.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for the Vulture that we
I
saw in Homecoming, though.
But it is.
But
what it
Sony,
is.
fucking Sony.
Well, they might not even put the new kid Spider-Man against those two anyway.
Oh, I know.
They might even if the way I think it's going, Amazing Spider-Man 3,
Yeah.
they're making it or they're thinking about making it. That actually might be the movie that sets up for the Sinister.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I keep hearing that
putting
Venom and
putting
those...
that Venom with that Spider-Man because Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
His Spider-Man, I think, is going to be the Spider-Man that fights the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
I
But he's
think
getting
that
help,
would
though.
Right, and I
Nobody
can
would do
see
this
him
shit,
getting
though.
Tom Holland and
Finding a way,
Tobey
okay.
Maguire.
Okay, I can see them making a cameo. Okay.
coming in and doing, or even Miles Morales, because it was kind of Garfield's Spider-Man who meets Miles Morales.
Yeah, I get that. And then even in No Way Home, Jamie Foxx, who played Electro, references Miles Morales without saying the name, but he apparently he improv that scene. He wasn't supposed to say that.
Fuck it, keep it,
But
print it.
he mentioned
It's gold.
maybe there's a black Spider-Man out there or something like that. He did that on his own, apparently, from what I heard. I don't know how true
Well,
that
I
is.
mean, I hope they bring in Miles Morales. That'd be
should.
pretty cool.
They can't keep giving us Peter Parker over and over again.
Yeah,
Or are you saying 3 Peters we can see somebody different?
a lot of these I don't want these movies to fall into the whole Batman scenario.
I was just thinking that.
where they just keep remaking it and
Or Superman, same thing.
Let's retell the story over and over and over. Origin story. It's like stop telling us how.
Stop killing the Wayne. Stop killing Uncle Ben. Give us something different. We don't need Batman all the fucking time.
It got like that. Those kind of movies to stop redoing the story. You can easily cast a new Spider-Man and jump right into Spider-Man shit.
Yeah.
Without explaining any kind of origin story because we already knew he got bit. It's this and that. Spider-Man, you could just throw his ass into whatever.
That's what I liked about Tom Holland,
done.
though. We didn't get that origin all over again, you know?
Yeah, you kind of did.
Not like the whole
The first
Uncle
movie
Ben thing.
with
Not
Hawk.
Not like Uncle Ben and shit like that. We didn't
No,
see
that was-
how he got his powers and stuff.
No. I mean, they did show. What was it? Homecoming. Yeah, they showed him get bit.
I don't remember that. In Homecoming, no, he already had his powers. Because at the start of Homecoming, he talked about how he was Infinity War and shit. How excited he was. Because Happy drove him around and shit. They didn't show him get bit with Tom Holland.
No, I'm talking about the first movie with the kid when he showed up in Civil War.
They didn't show any. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, the movie with the Hawk in it. When
With the Falcon.
The Falcon, yeah, that movie.
You never got bit in that?
Are you sure?
Pretty sure of it. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure.
I thought they did a little throwback to it real quick.
Nope.
Maybe they just said, "Yeah, I got bit by a radioactive spider, and here I am."
He might have said it.
I think maybe
He
maybe
might
they
have just said it
glanced
real quick.
which is perfect if that's the case.
We don't need to see it all over.
Right,
again,
we
though.
know who the fuck Peter
We've
Parker
already
is.
seen him get bit twice. We don't need to see it again.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Now I'm like thinking about it. Like, fuck, dude. Did he get it? Did they?
No,
show
I
it?
know they didn't show it, but
I
he might
could
have
Google
mentioned
it
it.
and, like,
He might have
see-
mentioned it.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to.
Because
see.
I know in Civil War, I think when Tony was trying to recruit, he actually went to Peter, and he brought up footage of Peter fighting crime and his jumpsuit and
that's
shit.
That's why I was thinking when he fought the Vulture, he didn't have any Stark technology.
Not right away, no.
Not until the very end
Right.
when Tony, what was that, in his apartment or something at the end scene or the end credits or
You know,
whatever it was.
I mean, I think he did have a spider suit, but I don't think it was like advanced. I think he had like a regular
No,
spider suit.
he made it himself. Like he did it himself. It was like.
But no, like I think he actually had a Spider-Man suit,
Right.
not like the hoodie type thing.
No,
I think
he
had
made a
something else.
legit suit.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
he had
I think Tony took it away from him, saying, "Hey, you know, because the ferry and the water situation, Tony was pissed at him."
That's
And
right.
then Tony took it away from him. Then he went back to his like jumpsuit, you know, his sweatpants and hoodie.
Yeah, that happened during that movie.
And then because he fought the Vulture.
Yeah, the Vulture split the
and,
boat
yeah,
in
and then
half,
Tony
didn't
was
he?
like, "Hey, you can have the suit back. How about this one?" And Tom's like, "Nah, you hold on to it. You can hang on to it." And then later on, he's like,
That's a
"I'm
good
an
movie.
Avenger now."
Those are good movies. He played, man, that kid, he played the fucking hell out of Spider-Man. Like, he made it believable. He really did. He made the role of Spider-Man
I
believable.
watched on TikTok. I watched some of the scenes of him doing. He did his own stunts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He had him run, like kick off a vehicle through technology, but without the technology, you saw him jump on the trampoline and do a
The
flip.
flip.
I was like, wow! I thought he was gonna be on wires and shit. No fucking wires. I was mesmerized. I couldn't believe it.
When you're good at what you do, man, you're good at what you
Somebody
do.
that young to be doing that's impressive. And he did it with, like, perfect.
With some training, you can do exactly what he does. But yeah, that's all the time we have. Really.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, man. Short video this time, but you know.
We'll do a part 2 one day.
Oh no, definitely. I like getting everybody back for part 2s.
Yeah.
Part 2s usually get more views anyway. Matt, international couch potato champion, 6 years running.
I will fight anybody for this couch. Like this couch.
And here's the thing, he won't because he's so fucking lazy. He won't even get off the couch.
I'll find a way.
Yeah, right. If there's a will, there is a way. So, I don't know. Like, subscribe, do your thing. Have fun. Be safe. Wear a condom.